Even though I'm obsessed with this whole thing, I find myself extremely embarrassed when it comes time to undress her. I help her get dressed in our room, so I shouldn't have any issues undressing her here yet. Don't be so rough, you'll crease my clothes. Erika allows me to undress her, seemingly unbothered by the whole thing, and then goes over to the washing area. She's washing herself. I can do my front, she just takes care of her back and legs. She orders me about as casually as if you're just asking me to pick her up or something from the store. She has no idea just how nervous I am, and how hard I'm struggling to keep my calm, my racing heart. Then, hold onto my hands properly. She says that in a voice steady and noted as violin. She takes a firm hold of my hand. I never imagined I'd be taking a bath together with you like this. You don't like it? No, that's not it. I'm just saying it's pretty impressive when I think back to how things were when we first met. Her gaze grows nostalgic. Her strong-willed, verdigris eyes of hers appear far gentler than usual. I find myself unable to meet them properly. You're surprisingly sensitive. What? I knew it. Those words cut me deep, you know. When you said I wouldn't understand being unable to dance myself. The hand I'm using to support her trembles, and although I know I should say something, I find myself unable to. What should I? Is that what you want me to say? I told you I wasn't bothered, but you're still acting like I am. It's just a little shock therapy. Say it again. I'm not bothered. Don't beat yourself up over it. But shakes her head slightly, cutting me off. It's worth having someone worry too much. I prefer your usual attitude. Let's put behind us, buddy. Erika flashes at me another cheerful boyish grin, and my frozen heart thaws, moved by her kindness. She squeezes my hand tightly. I can't carry you, but I can carry it for you. You told me about those painful issues from your past, but you keep buried down deep inside. Problem shared is a problem halved, right? Her green eyes hold mine. I can feel something hot bubbling up from the base of my stomach, a tingling sensation spreading throughout my entire body. When I say nothing, she mutters, "Was that too cheesy?" I remember this book, The Brothers Karamazov. Then tells me about a novel she once read. Christ is fasting in the wilderness, and the devil appears to tempt him. It's known as the temptation of Christ. The devil tests Christ by challenging him to perform a miracle and turn stone into a loaf of bread. Christ retorts that man cannot live by bread alone. In the Brothers Karamazov, different interpretations put forward, but the miracles are themselves or the devil's work. Miracles of a devil. It probably isn't what we're right intended, but that line about miracles being devil's work, that sounded kind of reassuring to me. When I tilt my head in confusion, she indicates to me with a jerk of her chin and points to herself. The miracles occur between us, but we don't believe in God. It's not like we pray properly. That's true. So miracles do happen. Erika asserts that, and I return her smile at last. Oh, you finally smiled, did you? This unbelievable empty partner of mine, still able to care about me and treat me with such kindness after I said those thoughtless things. Those feelings I had towards my underclassman, my only friend. Sister Basket was concerned about you too. You should apologise to her later. A sudden mention of her name, the emotions that had been blossoming were immediately with her, and were replaced instead by jealousy that threatens to tear my heart to shreds. Jealousy? What was that? Oh, nothing. I want to search in my heart for where the word had come from. Is it because I suspect Sister Basket might take one of my only friend from me? No, but you're so weird. Seeing Erika grin set my pulse racing like it never has before. My heart swells with a real sense of fullness. I want to see her smile more. I want to know more of her secrets. One all of her. Replacing one of her, completely renewed. It's only now I realise that truly hits me. What's wrong? You feeling dizzy? You can't handle hot baths. You should have said so from the start. Unable to look in my face, I murmur my agreement to a concerned Erika. Since everyone's different, everyone has a different way of looking at things. The very essence of thing changes when perceived by people of different genders or backgrounds or social position, even if, at first sight, the other person's vision appears no different to yours. Standing in front of my desk, clutching a pencil, stare at the name written on the page of my notebook. Are these feelings of mine wrong? If everyone sees a different vision of the world, then must be some out there who view these feelings otherwise. They wouldn't belong in this academy. If you adhere to religious doctrine, they're unforgivable. No, my feelings are. I think it was just a basket, my words of a page contort. The defect resulted in me coming to this academy. I forced myself to calm down and think of a girl whose name was written down before me. And I finally become aware of my own feelings. Her heart is already. My skin was out so hoarse, I surprised myself and realised just how twisted and ugly these emotions I'm harbouring are. When you're working towards a goal, the days shoot up by in a flash. When you're stuck in hospital, they pass by strangely slowly, and up feeling all drawn out. The days leading up to a ballet recital go by so fast they like they never even happened. Consolidating everyone's opinions, implementing the choreography, and improving the position of a performance. And in addition to all these that, figuring out the scenery which is being made predominantly by the transfer students who came in with no ballet experience. I've helped my father with DIY and stuff before, so the process is as I imagined, but after a mile of a process of creating costumes from scratch, which is being led by the girls who are skilled at sewing, for the rest of the cast pitching in too. The dressmaking process begins with a talented artist from class drawing out a design while taking into account the opinions of a cast member. After that, the cast member is measured up, which is when Shirahane had a traumatic experience the other day. Seems they're taking down the measurements a little smaller than the girl's actual size. It's because they'd all slimmed down a bit before the actual performance. Then they gather together material for the outfit, of accoutrements, and create a paper pattern. Once that's done, make a test garment, they can finally move on to basting or temporary stitching. This is when they do a final fitting and make any necessary adjustments. They next finish up the stitching when the ballet costume is finished. And someone who's terrible at sewing, typically ending up more needle holes in my fingers and my fabric, I take my own hat off to them. Girls behind the scenes won't be dancing at all and working together creatively to make this performance the best it can possibly be. Even when it comes to music, we're not using something pre-cut recorded. Several classmates who are proficient in violin and piano players volunteer to add further to the performance. Absolutely everything from music to costumes to choreography, saying nothing about dancing, is being done by first years, and our work is now nearing its end. First backdrops were completed, and when long grueling costume fittings were done with two. Each part of our prep was completed, we get closer to a day of recital. The days pass by in a blur of activity. Right, except for one thing. At first, there was just a sense that something was off. My Amitié partner carried on with her intense practice just before. Even without all the extra effort, she was still deserving of way more than just a passing grade. Everyone recognised that, but she showed no sign of giving up her devotion to striving for even greater precision at dancing. Honestly though, and no complaints about the fact that Joy's frightening intensity has served to boost our classmates' attitudes. That much is all well and good. However, that's enough! Joy's driving herself too hard, she's ignoring any urges to stop. She continues practicing and pushing herself onto a custom of better and more refined performance, and everyone will keep captivated. But the music stops, interrupting her practice. My Amitié partner glares resentfully at Sister Basket, her breathing laboured. You're pushing yourself too hard. I think that's enough. I'm not done yet. Any more and you'll be overdoing it. If you want to keep your going, please take a break first. It's probably the last thing she wants to do, but still, in a bit of a mood, Chidori moves away from to hug the wall. She seems kind of angry, doesn't she? Angry? Been too busy to fight recently. It's true though, Chidori seems to have reverted to the crabby haughtiness of when we first met. Plus, she's really wearing herself down. Yeah, she's not acting like herself. Right. That sense out of something being off. It derived from the fact that Chidori's dancing was gradually losing its precision. Or more accurately, I guess she's losing a sense of stability. Constantly aiming higher isn't something to criticise a performer. However, when you're driving yourself not just one level past your limits, but multiple levels, the risk of failure jumps up too. See that night when Chidori helped me with baths? I felt like we'd opened up to one another. There had been more than just one instance where she seems on the verge of seriously injuring herself. I meant to stop her each time, but it's like pissing her wind. That's not rather crude. It's well known saying, but it's never heard it before. Yaegaki, you do really not know why she's angry? In response to a question, I answer. I do have an inkling. You do? Did you take one of your jokes the wrong way again? No. The only thing I can think of is I openly praised your dancing. Yeah? You did? Yeah, seriously. You followed instructions to a letter and you needed late corrections of anyone. I could not be complimentary. No way, I can't be. Have I really been that good? She blushes and fiddles with her braids, shaking her head in denial. I meant to be a little flattery as a smokescreen, but... No. Never mind. What? What is it? Unable to come up with a response, I fall silent. All we can do is bring it to her face. After thinking over for a while, this is the conclusion she comes to. That's what you come up with. But as far as I can tell, you haven't really spoken to her about it. Have you? No, I haven't. You're amity partners, you need to be able to speak frankly with her. If you just sit down and ask her, I'm sure she'll tell you what's going on. I'm sure she won't, actually. Makes logical sense. To me, it sounds like a mere idealism. Even ask her directly, I don't think she'll be able to talk to me. Why not? Because I'm the one who lives with her. I know how stubborn she is. If she's decided there's no need to talk about it, then she's not going to talk about it. Maybe I'll lie and trick her into it. No! You can't do that. It wouldn't be fair. Unfortunately, life isn't fair. We live in a world where the best liars become president. Oh wow. When was this made? The president's protests wash over me, and I think to myself, the ballet recital looming over ever closer. We really do need to talk. I hear a sneeze. They say only cats catch a cold in the summer. Do they? You know what you also say? Watch next time for more. Until then, bye bye.